Earlier, we have learned about John Ruskin, who John Ruskin was, and what his important works were. Now, we will learn his major works in detail. First is Modern Painters, which was published from 1843 to 1860. John Ruskin completed Modern Painters in 5 volumes. He completed the work in total 17 years. Modern painters contain the idea that modern painters are better than old painters in their work. Next is the Stones of Venice. Stones of Venice was having 3 volumes and it was published from 1851 to 1853. It is a treatise on the art and architecture of Venice. So, here he tells us about the art and architecture of Venice. So, whenever there is a person who is talking about and taking interest in architecture or painting or aesthetics, so the name is John Ruskin. 3 volumes are the foundations, the sea stories, the fall. Next important work written by John Ruskin is the seven the seven lamps of architecture. It is an extended essay. So lamps here means principles of architecture. The he take this the same theme is taken in the Stones of Venice thereafter. So first the Seven Lamps of Architecture appeared in 1841. After that, in 1851 to 53, he wrote Stones of Venice. The theme of architecture was first undertook in the work named The Seven Lamps of Architecture. So, the lamps here means it represents the demands that good architecture must have. The principles or the foundations of seven are sacrifice, truth, power, beauty, life, memory, obedience. So here the seven lamps means all these seven principles. These are the principles or foundations of architecture. Whenever a person is going to have the plan of architecture, then he should keep in his mind these seven principles. Unto this last appeared in 1860. It is an essay. It is an essay on economy, or it is a book on economy. It was a political writing. It was published in journal Cornhill magazine. 4 articles are there in this book, and it was very violently criticized, for which publisher was forced to stop publication for 4 months. In Unto This Last, Ruskin set out to define wealth and then to show that wealth can only be acquired under certain moral conditions, such as honesty and justice. It influenced Mahatma Gandhi a lot, and he translated Unto This Last in Gujarati. The name of the work was Sarvodaya, which was published in 1908. Munera Pulveris, written by John Ruskin, is very important work which was published in 1871. It was culturally important work, 6 essays on the elements of political economy. So Munera Pulveris are the 6 essays, and the essays are political and economic in nature, and they were written under the editorship of Froude. Next important work written by John Ruskin is The King of the Golden River. Other name of the King of the Golden River is The Black Brothers, a legend of Styria. It appeared in 1851. It was written for Effie Gray. Effie Gray was a 12 years old girl. It is a type of fairy tale for that girl named Effie Gray. The theme of the story is the victory of good over evil. There are 3 brothers in the story, out of which 2 hates one brother, and they are black, so it is a story named Black Brothers. Next is Force Clavigera. Force Clavigera, published in 1870. It is a series of letters. They are addressed to British labourers to work morally. He wanted to develop a vision of moral value in sincere labor. Force Clavigera is written by John Ruskin, and they are addressed to British labourers so that they can do work honestly. Time and Tide, published in 1861. Time and Tide are 25 letters, and the main theme is political economy, and it is addressed to Thomas Dixon. Praetarita appeared in 1885 to 1889. It is an autobiography of John Ruskin's life. Famous lines in Praetarita appears. The lines are: for as I look deeper into the mirror, I find myself a more curious person than I had thought. Sesame and Lilies appeared in 1865. The topic of nature and duties of men and women. The topic in Sesame and Lilies is the topic of nature and duties of men and women. It published in two volumes. First volume, the name is Of King's Treasuries. In this, he criticizes Victorian manhood. In the second volume, he published it under the title of On Queen's Garden. In it, he counsels the women to take their place as moral guidance to men. Sesame and Lilies. So, this is all about John Ruskin. I hope you liked it. Thank you.